Hello and good day. We are here with Geometry Blue. Going to be talking about CO13 and later CO14. But CO13, talking about deductive reasoning, which if you're going to go into an argument with someone, you want to be using deductive reasoning as much as possible as opposed to inductive reasoning. Because whereas inductive reasoning is based on what? What do we say inductive reasoning was based on? Past experiences, observations. It's very informal. Deductive reasoning is based on logic and facts. Okay? It is a formal type of reasoning. Okay? Based on logic and facts is a formal type of reasoning. So the difference between inductive and deductive, okay, we can kind of make a little chart here. Inductive is observations, as Gabby said, past experiences, both of which are perfectly, good things. We make quick decisions. Inductive reasoning is usually used to make quick decisions. You want to go out to eat and you turn in the parking lot and see the drive-through line is 12 cars long. You can probably figure, we may want to go someplace else actually. Okay? Yeah. Whereas deductive reasoning is based on logic and facts, and it's more thought out. Okay, it's more reasoned through. If your parents are or you too are deciding on what high school to attend, there might be some inductive reasoning involved there. What you've heard from others, what you've observed in your interactions there. But you hopefully are taking a more logic approach too, right? It's not just a snap decision, a quick decision. Hopefully you've thought about it, you've weighed the pros and cons, and it's a more thought out process. All right. So can you think of a situation where it might be best to actually use inductive reasoning? It does have its place. Luke.
If you're driving through a highway, if you're driving down a highway and you're trying to figure out which turn you should take.
Okay. And that'd be inductive because you don't always have a lot of time there, right? And you don't want to stop in the traffic and figure this out. Yeah.
If you're about to shoot a soccer ball.
Right, because things around you are constantly changing. You wouldn't be dribbling up on to shoot a ball and then okay, so defender there, the wind is going 15 degrees. You don't have time for that, right? So that would be sports are full of inductive. You've been playing that position. Maybe you've seen that team before. Your past experiences. I know this keeper can't really dive to the right, so I'm going to shoot that way. Excellent. Others, when inductive reasoning would be best. Okay. Oftentimes in emergency situations, as much as we would like to say that we're going to base decisions, on logic and facts, oftentimes it's just chaos, right? Things don't go as planned usually, and so it's oftentimes based on quick decisions there. There's a hand in the back. No. Okay. Max, turn around, please. Side conversations just need to stop. Okay. All right. And then further on down the line here, what's a situation for which it might be best to use deductive reasoning? I gave the high school example. Any other thoughts you have about that? When deductive reasoning would be best?
Maybe when you're taking a test and you don't know the answer.
Right. Especially if it's multiple choice, at least narrow down the one or two that it could not be, and then make an educated guess based off of that. Good. Anything else? Deductive reasoning. Money. Explain.
Like buying something or saving.
Okay, as far as how you are going to save and how much money to save, right? If you make a lot of impulse buys, a lot of snap purchases, that's me too, actually. Yeah, I used to have things delivered to my old school, just my wife wouldn't see them. But yeah, that could be a problem. You're trying to save things. Yes, buying a house, a big decision. So usually, like the inductive reasoning would be daily decisions, quick ones. But the bigger decisions, the life decisions, you want to be deductive reasoning. So we are going to, how like this. Today, 'tis time to tactically tackle tricky touring together. That's some grade A alliteration there, folks. Okay. But what we are talking about, a great example of a deductive reasoning type of situation, and let me try and get the whole thing on here as much as I can, is a logic puzzle. Max, Luke, enough. Just stop. Turn around. And you don't need to talk to the people behind you to do that. Okay? So this is an example of a logic puzzle. It's kind of like a logic grid. All right? So from this, your job is going to be to fill out this table below here, what time each tour leaves, who the guide is, the location of the tour, and the group size from only these 7 clues. Okay? And here's to get you started. The tour with 10 people will begin 1 hour after phase tour. So look at what each thing's giving you, right? This particular clue mentions something about group size, 10 people. It mentions something about time, 1 hour, and it mentions a person, Faye. Is there anything that you can either determine or eliminate anything based off of that clue alone? Sebastian?
That phase tour won't have 10 people.
Phase tour won't have 10 people. So we can find Faye here. We can find 10 people, and we can X that out. Right? And he knows that because the tour with 10 people begins 1 hour after phase tour. Those are 2 separate tours. Therefore, phase tour cannot possibly have 10 people in it. Okay? What else can you either conclude or eliminate? Linnea?
It's not going to be at 7, it's not going to be at 10.
Why can't it be at 7? And why can't it be at 10?
It has one hour after phase tour.
So the tour with 10 people is 1 hour after phase tour, meaning the tour with 10 people can't be the first one of the day. Okay, because it comes after another tour, phase. So we can rule out 7 a.m. and 10 people there. You're kind of looking for the intersection of the information that you have. 10 people, 7 a.m. can't be that. So we're going to X out that. Did you mean to say that the tour with 10 people can't be 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
We aren't. I mean, I don't think there's enough to conclude whether it's 8, 9, but could it be 10? Okay.
No.
Well, it can't be after 10. Oh, wait, never mind.
It can't be after 10, but there are no tours after 10. 10's the last one. But can phase tour be the 10 o'clock tour?
No.
Yes.
No.
No, because that's go after.
Right, because there is a tour after phase. And so phase cannot be the very last tour of the day. So we can find Faye, we can find 10 a.m., and we can put an X through that. Right? So already here, just from that one clue, we've got 3 things that we know for sure can't happen. Christopher?
So, the intersection between, eliminating 7 a.m. from phase 2, or how come you did the intersection between 7 a.m. and 10 2 but not for 10? And you just eliminated 10 a.m.
Ask your question again?
So, the column with 10 people,
Yeah.
you crossed the intersection between that and 7 a.m.
Yep.
When you eliminated 10 a.m., you didn't do that. So why?
I eliminated 10 a.m. with Faye because phase tour is not the last tour of the day. And I eliminated Faye as a tour of 10 people because the the 10-person tour comes before phase.
Yeah, but why isn't there X on 7 a.m. on your day?
Because phase.
Could phase tour be the 7 a.m. tour?
No.
Why not?
Yes, sir.
The tour with 10 people and phase tour are separate things, right? So phase tour could be 7 a.m. That would just make the tour with 10 people at 8 a.m. But phase tour cannot be the last one because then there's nothing to come after it, right? Logic, okay? That logic piece. Let's look at the second clue here. Of Bonita's tour and Faye's outing, so we have a new person now, and we're again talking about Faye here. One will be at 8, and the other will start at Yorkville. Anything we can either conclude or eliminate based off of that. Of Bonita's tour and Faye's outing, one is at 8, and the other will start at Yorkville. Again, we're talking about two different tours here, right? One is at 8, the other will start at Yorkville. So two different tours means we can eliminate something. Christopher? Well, let's expand.
Because the tours are talking towards 8 to 9 p.m. I mean 8 to 9 a.m. as the time. God, never mind. 8 and 7 a.m. are kind of what they're talking about the tour being, like what time, and that just leaves 9, because we already know 10 a.m. is taken, so.
Well, 10 a.m. is not, well, it's taken in the sense that Faye can't be at 10 a.m. Okay?
I just think that maybe Margaret would say 9 should be on.
I'm sorry, what?
I just think 9 should be eliminated because, I don't know, it's the only one they haven't talked about yet.
Well, it's okay. So when you say that, I don't know. It's the only one they haven't talked about yet. That's not using deductive reasoning, right? That's kind of that's making an assumption. It's a quick decision. But the fact that one tour is at 8 a.m. and the other one is at Yorkville, those are two different tours, right? So can the 8 a.m. tour be at Yorkville? No. So we can at least eliminate that. That 8 a.m. and Yorkville, not happening. Okay? Once we figure out Bonita's tour or Faye's tour or more information, we can come back to this clue and more pieces will fall into place. But right now, I think that might be the only thing that we can directly eliminate. Okay? Clue 3 is nice. The 7 a.m. trip has 2 people in it. Excellent. Okay? So 7 a.m. Has 2 people. Maybe you want to put a star or a circle. But that's something that we know is true. Okay? Which means if we know that the 7 a.m. tour has 2 people in it, what can we then eliminate? Just because it feels good to cross stuff out. Leia.
9 and 12 people?
Sorry?
9 and 12 people?
Right. The 7 a.m. tour can't have 9 and can't have 12. Okay. Yes.
Is there only one tour with 2 and one tour with 9?
Yes. There's one tour at 7, one at 8, one at 9, one at 10, one has 2, one has 9, one has 12. Yes. Each option is used only once. That would really complicate things. So, yeah.
So then 8, 9, and 10 can't have 2 people?
Yes. Right. So then the 8 a.m. tour, 9 a.m. tour, and 10 a.m. tour can't have 2 people. Oh, it feels good to eliminate stuff.
Oh my God.
Okay. So that is the thought process that you need to have here as you go through this. Okay. It's okay to get frustrated. You just need to put it aside for a little while. Okay. But there you go. Okay. Other questions on this? No. I want you to experience the fun. Sebastian.
I don't know if there's any like similarity, but it says Dustin's trip. So when it says trip with like another one, would that be like together? When it says tour, it says Bonina's tour, and like the outing starting at Casa Loma, it's Faye's outing. Does that have any like relationship?
It's just another word for tour. Yeah, so no. Right. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Yeah.
So yeah, for number 4, it says the outing starting at Casa Loma will begin sometime before Adrena's trip. That means that that Adrena. So that means that somebody. So that means that Casa Loma would have to go before Adrena. Correct.
So clue 4, Luke's asking, the outing starting at Casa Loma will begin sometime before Adriana's trip. So again, we've got 2 trips that are being talked about here, right? The one starting at Casa Loma and Adriana's trip. And the relationship is that the Casa Loma trip happens sometime before Adriana's. So for starters, right away, we can eliminate Adriana is not going to Casa Loma, right? Because they're 2 different trips. Okay? And then you can use that relationship that the Casa Loma trip starts before Adriana's. That means that Adriana can't be at 7 a.m. Okay? So, yeah. All right. That is how you math.
Don't forget